about what it's like when the games actually become.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the competition is the best in the world, so I think just getting down there and competing and actually getting on the court and being like I belong instead of like seeing a superstar that I've watched since I was a kid and trying to look up to him. Obviously, you got to compete against him. So any chance I've gotten on the court out there, I'm just trying to compete and just learning that when you come in the game and you're being present, when you're sitting on the bench, you can be on the bench for a long time and you can get lost and look at the crowd and everything. But when you actually stay present in the game, that's when you get in the game, you feel good, and you're out there in the moment playing well.
How tough has that been to adjust to, like, I'm sure you played high minutes basically your entire life, right?
Yeah.
To adjust to being like, I don't know if I'm going to play at all, let alone when I'm going to play.
It's definitely an adjustment. It takes a bit, but it's something I'm having fun learning. It's my whole life, you know, I've played a lot, and up until this point now, I'm learning. It's a new season in my life, and I think of it as a new season. I'm going to grow. It's a new process I'm learning. And I think it's something that's really cool because now I get to learn. Obviously, I get to watch Tyrese Maxey go out and when he's on the court play as well as he does. But I'm also learning just how to be on the bench and be like I'm gonna support this team and I'm gonna go in the game and play as hard as I can. And it's hard when your legs are tired or you got so many excuses you can come up with. But when you get out there on the court, there's no excuse. And so I think I'm learning just to have that mentality of it doesn't matter how much time I'm getting, I'm going to go out there and play as hard as I can.
Tyrese was talking about how he felt he was in a similar situation his rookie year to you now. How much do you ask him about that or try to learn from him from that experience?
All the time. I mean, as much as I can. He's coming to me a lot. A lot of times it's nice just when he just checks up on me, like, how you doing? How'd you feel out there? Keep being aggressive. Like, when he tells me to keep being aggressive, like, that's the biggest compliment you can get from him. And so I think asking him as many questions as I can, whether it's even off the court stuff, recovery stuff, mental side of stuff, how he's adjusting to a new city from college, like just simple stuff. I'm asking him a lot.
You shot 6 free throws tonight, got to the rim pretty successfully, I guess. How have you managed to have success as a driver early on?
Yeah, I think, a lot of people on the scout is going to be shooter for sure, if they even have me on the scout. So whatever it is, I'm just going to use it to my advantage. If they close out to me from a long distance and I have a driving lane, and I think I'm crafty in there and I can make double moves and stuff like that to get to the rim.
Bit of a technical question here, because like on those drives, it seems like you kind of, they get up really close and you keep using that push out dribble, like getting really far out in front of them. Like, just what was kind of like the thought, like how long you've been using that move and the thought process of like getting out in front of the defense like that?
Yeah, shout out my trainer Shay. We worked on that since I was in like 8th grade. With these long defenders in the gaps, you can just throw it out and kind of just run through it and go get it, especially if you see an open space. It definitely takes ball control, and so it sucks when you lose it because then it looks terrible. But just working on it constantly, when you push it through the gaps, you're able to get the ball back and you usually have some open space.
Like you said, the scouting report on you coming in is like as a shooter, and you've seen like a lot more success just so far in 48 as a driver, as a defender. What do you think it's going to take for you to maybe get more threes off and just get more open behind the line?
Yeah, I think obviously just getting in the game and just being confident in myself. And when I get the rebounds, I think transition threes is one of my favorite shots. I shot it a lot in college, so I had one tonight, missed that one. I was sick about that. But I think those are shots I'm going to get, and continuing to just build chemistry with Kelly and Tyrese, and knowing when they drive, I'm out in the corner and I'm looking for a window. But it'll come, and I think it's exciting to actually see I'm seeing success at the rim when I know I'm such a good shooter, because I know it's going to come.
You played the last, I think, 16 minutes and change of this game. I guess just something like that, that sort of confidence from Nick Nurse give you additional confidence going into future matchups?
Yeah, I mean that's the best thing I've always wanted. Like just it's always trust with coaches. Whenever I went to college, it's building trust with Coach Shire. Now it's building trust with Coach Nurse. And I think I'm starting to build it. I think defensively is where I got to learn it, and that's going to be the hardest thing for me. I knew it was, but I'm eager to learn, and I'm watching film on it every day. I'm watching the best defenders on our team, how they're doing it, talking to Kyle Lowry, talking how smaller guards are guarding these elite athletes on offense, and I know I'm going to get it. I'm getting it down, and keep talking to Coach B. Gates, and I just know I'm going to get it.
That sort of overall figuring out process for you guys as a team with so many new guys, obviously Joe and Paul still out, just what does that look like on a day-to-day basis, or like what do you see as sort of the next steps as you guys try to just figure things out for however long those two guys are out.
I was talking to Coach B. Gates, and we were talking about how we have such like elite talent, great defenders, great personalities, but like we want it to be perfect like right now. But like we really just met these guys. A lot of us are new, so it's hard for us to not get it quickly. So I think that's giving us some grace with each other, seeing how each other plays. It's going to take us a few games, and obviously we don't have Joel and Paul, so it's going to take us a few games to get good chemistry with each other. But I think giving us some grace, and it'll come along for sure.
All right. Thanks, Jared.
Appreciate you guys.